Good evening, everybody. Lovely to have your company here this evening. Blooming cold too, but then it is January, so what do we expect? What do we expect? So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you're all well. I know some of you aren't, so sending a little bit of a squeeze over to those that aren't. Now, I'm not going to show you this card. It's a card to remind me that we have got some more scalloped oval frames back in stock. So this one was beginning of November, I think. Sorry, beginning of December time rather. And I just wanted to remind you that the scalloped ovals are back in stock. So they were out of stock for a little while, but now they are back and over on the website. Likewise, also back in stock is the beautiful large foliage. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'll show you that in a second. But this was, I just had some left from a workshop and they all went a bit mad. So I managed to get some more back in and I have already cut these out. So the die set comprises of one of the sort of more branchy, spindly, I don't know what you call it really, and one of the leaves. So that's all back in stock and over on the website as well. I know some of you have already found it, which is great. And we're all up together with all orders and everything. So we'll be dropping through your letterbox very, very soon. So today I wanted to do this little pocket card. So it is a card and it can be a simple card, sort of like a finished card, but I'm also making it into a little bit of a gift card holder as well. So you can see I've sneaked in the beautiful foliage there for this one. And then if you take your pocket out, I've got a nice little sentiment in the center there with a card. I mean, it could be money, but this one is going to get sent through the post, so I prefer to have something like that for mine. So let's, without further ado, show you how we made it. So first of all, I've taken a piece of double-sided paper because one has got to decide which colour is on the outside and which is the inside. And this piece of double-sided paper measures 16 centimetres down here and 23.5 along that side there. Okay, so as always, I'm going to do it in the centimetres as opposed to the inches. I did look at this with inches, and when we started talking about 3/8, no. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to have this as my front piece of cover, so I'm going to turn it over and work from this side. I'm going to take this leading edge to number 7 centimetres, and I'm going to score along that line. I'm not going to go too heavily because it is paper, not card. And then I'm going to move it along so that we're up to 18 centimetres there and measure that. Okay, then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to take this edge this way, so it's because it's easier for me to work with. I've got the centimetres both sides up to sort of 3.5, but I just find it's easier to work there. And then I'm going to take that to 1.5 centimetres. So this edge now to 1.5 centimetres and a nice score line all the way along there. I will need that again in a second, but not at the moment. Now, I know it's a little difficult for you to be able to tell, but I need to remove some of my pieces here. No, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know that this is 23.5 centimetres. No, see, I didn't cut it. I knew it wasn't. I thought, So let me just trim that to 23.5 centimetres. I thought it was rather large. 23.5. Need to go the right way round as I have now measured it. I think I'm thinking. Might need to do this one again, I don't know. Let's get it right. Let's see. No, I think that's right. Don't know. We didn't need that bit, did we? So it should be 23.5 by 16. I thought that looked a bit big, you know. What are we like, eh? So, pair of scissors. And I need, down this bit here, which if you can see it, that just about, that's where the score line is here. I need to take out these 2 pieces. I'm going to go along that score line until I get to my first piece, and then on this one as well. So along the score line, so we get to that first corner, and then I'm just going to do a little sort of sideways shimmy just to take those pieces out, so we end up with a neater looking piece there. Okay, then I'm going to get my bone folder and I'm going to fold these over, and this one, and also this one at the bottom. Now I'll need to just check whether that is indeed correct. It is. I don't know quite why I got that all mixed up there, but there you go. So I've got all my measurements there. Now I found that when I was trying to cut through with punch earlier, that it didn't really want to work very well when I was doing it through sort of like 3 layers. So I'm just going to switch this round. I've got a great big punch here, which is, it's possibly that this isn't a very good punch anymore, isn't it? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Don't know why I made such a meal of that. I just wanted to take that chunk out, and when I fold those back, I will take the chunk out of there as well. So let's put this together. I want to stick this first. Now, when I put these together, you will see that one side is wider than the other, which was meant to be. If I then put my widest piece in first and then my more narrow, this line will then become the complete center of my pocket here. If I do it the other way round, the center is to one side, and in order to get a nice neat finish, it does obviously need to overlap. So that is what we do. We put down the widest side first, pop a little bit of glue on. Let's do that now, and then that is done. So a little bit of glue on the outside of this piece there, and then on the inside of the bit that's going to flap over. Pop them 2 down, and you can see then that you've got your even sides here. Then I'm just going to put a bit of glue onto this bottom bit here. And just hold that down for a second. Give me a chance to see what you're doing. Oh, don't you just love it when you get updates, eh? Just check it. Updates in terms of the computer, I mean. So now I'm going to try and be a bit clever here. Pop this in and then just cut that through with just the one piece. That was a bit clever. I don't know what I've done to this. I think we'll have to cut that instead, because my punch doesn't want to work. Mind you, do you know what it's like though when you've got punches that you don't use very often? I could have used just a die actually. I think I would do that ordinarily. I just want to cut out that little thing there. Yeah, don't use the punches very much, and then when you do go to use them, they're a bit stiff. I know that you can use what is it called, foil, aluminium foil to sharpen them and things. But you know what? I've never really found that's been very successful either, to be honest. So my pocket is ready. I now need to put my little centerpiece in here. So I first of all looked at my piece of card paper and thought to myself, do you know what? Sage green would look really nice with that. So I've cut myself out a piece which is 16 centimeters by 10.5. I've also then cut myself a piece of the satin gold, which is 10 centimeters by 13 centimeters. And then a white piece, which is 9.5 by 12.5 centimeters. Okay, so that's going to be my inner panels, but I just need to grab hold of my scorer again, and I need to just score at 2.5 centimeters. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to take my 2.5 centimeters here, doesn't matter which side you're doing it, which edge, and just trim to there. So then when I burnish that up, it gives me a nice sharp corner. And then my lovely, I thought that the gold just made it sort of pop a little bit more, which is why I put the gold on there. So let's put those down. So yeah, we're getting lots and lots of restocks now. So the wheels are in motion for everyone again, thank goodness. Always seems such a funny lull after Christmas. I did try and get it so that I was geared up for it. But it all is now trickling in. So look, keep your eyes out there for all the new things that will be coming in. So you can see now that I've got my pocket that's going to go inside. Now, depending on what you want to put in here, if you were just going to put paper, money, an IOU even in there, you might just get away with putting a bit of glue down these edges here. But I'm going to actually decide that I think I prefer to put a bit of tape, strong tape down there. So I'm just going to get some power tape or some extra sticky tape, and I'm putting that on the inside here, just on these two little flaps here. So just a little bit either side. Okay. As I say, you could use your glue, but that is fine. I'm going to take my pokey tool now. Whilst I think about telling you about the pokey tool, I don't know about you, but somehow or other I always pick up, and I'm sure you've noticed, the wrong end. I often want it for picking up using it as a pokey tool, but we've got this brilliant one for picking up gems and moving bits of paper around and things like that. So if I wanted to, I would pick up my piece like that. It's a bit heavy to work with. Okay, however, I do tend to want the pokey tool more often. So all I've done is I've just gone to the ends here, and I found myself a bit of white double-sided tape and put a bit of card on it so that it shows up more and is not sticky, because we don't need it to be sticky. And that just determines which end is my pokey tool end. I know it's a little bit sad and simple, but actually I find that really helpful. So just removing these bits from here, and then just fold that over and just press down on those two corners. So when we come back to our pocket, oh, rolled off. When we come back to our pocket, it simply slots into there, and I think that looks really quite nice with that little gold edge showing there as well. Okay, so we just need a little bit more of embellishment here. Now, many of you will have been receiving your January card kits with the free sentiment, and so I have chosen a couple that were part of that, just to pop one inside and one on the outside. I'm just going to grab my other one to put my card in, because I would like to be able to see it. So I'm going to put it in sort of like that. So just measuring that. If I put it in the middle, when my card goes in, my credit card type of gift card, you wouldn't be able to see it. So we don't want that. So I'm just popping a little bit of glue onto the back of this. And then that's going to go for the inside, all done. I cut that out from the satin gold card again so that it all mixes and matches quite nicely there. Okay, pop that to one side. So then I've taken a little bit more of this set up here, which we had before. So this was the sage green card, and I've cut that piece to 7, I think. Let's just check, seeing as we made a mistake earlier. I think it's 7. Yeah, 7-inch square for the satin, for the sage green. Then the satin gold, I've gone to about 6.7, so just in between 6.5 and 7, just so that I've got that same combination as is in the inside pocket, because I think that looks quite nice. So again, it just leaves a really thin border all the way around. I think you can just about see that. And then a 6.5 piece of white, 6.5 square piece of white. So you could obviously stamp on here, but I'm going to use again one of the free sentiments that was sent out, so you may well have that in your stash, or of course you can use any sentiment that you like. My orientation of this piece on the front of my pocket is going to be as a diamond, and so I must remember that when I then go to put my sentiment on top of it. And my sentiment is then going to go into the center just there, so I must remember that that is the way that I want it to go. I could put it on as a square, but I prefer to put it on as a sort of a diamond shape. So when we meet again, which will be on Sunday, I've got a slight change of timing for Sunday, in as much as I couldn't make it at 11 o'clock and was going to do a video one for you. But then I thought it's much nicer when we can to meet up and do them live. And so I've made an executive decision, and I'm going to be here at 6 o'clock on Sunday evening instead of 11 o'clock in the morning. As always, the YouTube lives are all forever there on the Maximum Craft channel. Don't forget, you need to subscribe, and also please tell all your friends. I just thought it would be a better option than actually videoing it, as it's much nicer to be able to have a chat with everybody instead, isn't it? So that little beauty is going to go on top of there. And then I've cut these large foliage out with both the sage green and the satin gold, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use. So I'm just going to, first of all, pop these onto here to have a look to see what I fancy. I can obviously chop them down a bit, and will. I just wanted to check what they would look like. That looks quite nice. And then, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to chop them down a bit because I don't need them quite so large. So basically, I'm just going to chop off the stems of these pieces so they can go like that. And then I shall not need quite all of that, so I could keep it there. It isn't a problem, but it's just that there's more bulk underneath it than I particularly needed. So I'm just going to pop them in like that. So let's take these off. I'm not going to stick them, put glue on them, I should say, all over. As always, I never do that with my foliage. I always just leave it floating very slightly. And that's exactly what I'm going to do this time. So I'm just putting in some bit of glue onto the bottom sort of half of it. So that one will all be hidden anyway. Just put them slightly to one side. And then a little bit of my foliage. As I said, I could have left the foliage stem on, but I didn't want to put in too much bulk. So I put that hanging over one side slightly. And then this one down the bottom. So I hope that you can make it on Sunday. Got a nice little special offer for you on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to being able to show you that. If you can't, as I say, it will be there later, but it's a 6 o'clock one as opposed to our normal time of 11 on a Sunday. So I do apologise for those folks that are sort of, that's like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, wherever you are. We're just going to get some foam. But I just felt that that might be better, that we were there rather than not. So just going to put some foam onto the back here just to hold it up very slightly and not trim that little bit off there. Making sure that I'm going to put that on, as I said, as a diamond as opposed to a square, because I just think it looks nicer. So a little dab of glue on there just to break the static, bring back in my pocket, and then that is going to go just about there. And then I should pop my card into there. I think I'm going to have it with a heart up there. I've got the heart tucked in there, or money, or whichever, and then just simply pop that into my pocket. And there we go. So it can be your only card that you were going to send, if you see what I mean. Don't need to make a separate card, but it could also be just the way that the option that you wanted to put your actual gift card into it. So it's just a bit of a mix and match. It also uses up possibly some of your papers. As you can see, my first piece, my piece of paper was cut from a 12-inch piece. So 12 by 12 pad. However, you could always get this out of an A4 size anyway. You just need that to be, the biggest piece is 23.5. So you're not going to get it out of an 8-inch paper pad, unfortunately, but an A4, or if you have some 12 by 12s hanging around, which often we have. So let me just bring in this other one. Obviously, I haven't got the token in there anymore, the card, but I just swapped those around so you can see that we have got a bit of a mix and match there of the different colorways. Equally could be ideal for a man or for a woman, even the children. It's just a different way of using it. So really it's all the stuff. Hold on. Next 1 week, would it be possible to show us how to make a custom size envelope using a scoreboard? Absolutely. Yeah. It's really easy to do that. So yes, most definitely we will do that. I think there are some videos saying such a thing, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, most definitely we do that. You do need to book your holiday, Nicola. Yeah. Our dates of the next workshops, are this coming one is January the 27th. These are online Zoom workshops. The February one is the 24th of February. And the March one is the 23rd, because it will be Easter the following weekend on that one. So yeah, lots to look forward to. Can't wait to do all sorts of things, especially this one's coming up. It's really, really good. Very excited to do that one. Invoices going out to those people who are already paid. Once all the places for those are taken when they are allotted, if there's any spare places, I will put them up on the website. They are under the Crafty Workshop section of maximumcraft.com. Should have shown you that, shouldn't I? Where you need to go to look at any of these things. Ta-da! That's where you need to go. maximumcrafts.com. That is your place to go. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me today. I do hope that you've enjoyed my little make there. I thought it was quite nice, so I hope you do. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. As I said, if you can make it live, it will be at 6 o'clock as opposed to 11 o'clock on Sunday, just to make sure that we do a live rather than not. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of the evening. Look forward to seeing you all soon. Any projects you've been making, do pop them over to the website. Doesn't matter whose dies they are. We're crafters. We all work with different dies. It's brilliant to see everybody's different takes on the same dies or different dies, something that you've picked up for Christmas that you're really, really pleased with. Just show us, because we'd love to see it. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Take care. January workshop is what? I can't read what it says, Nicola. Is this Saturday? No, it's the 27th. The workshop maybe, I haven't noticed it, but some people might be mentioning a workshop because I've got an in-person workshop, first one this year in my village. So that's probably what, if it has been mentioned, that's maybe where your confusion is. Yeah. So, yeah, we have got the 27th of January is our first online. More details to come over on the website there. All right. Okay, then. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.